yourself. I got something that you never heard.
Oh, thanks, man.
I've been watching for since the beginning.
Yeah, it changed your life, hasn't it?
Jamin, what the hell was that? You can't start the vlog, the end of a session. Let me tell you what, I can do whatever the hell I want to do. So I'm finishing up here at the Bellagio. Saturday day game I played leaving up 1K, like an even 1K. So a good little bounce back from yesterday's disaster. Not even disaster, just yesterday's losing session.
I was, the win. What's the word? Flabbergasted. My brain was exploding.
But the reason I turned on the camera is because I'm getting ready to play another session. So I am heading to the win, going to jump in the session there, and I'll vlog the whole thing. So you'll see 2 sessions, kinda. Well, you didn't really see that one, but you know what I mean. Catch you at the win.
So, with the WPT still in full swing at the win, I knew there wouldn't be an issue with adequate games running. So I put myself on the 5-10-10 list before even racking my chips at the Bellagio. I play for a bit longer, and then I head to the win. After a short wait, I'm seated in, well, it's not the best situation, and that becomes pretty obvious after about an orbit in. Look, the game was fine, I guess. The problem was, it was literally 6 professional poker players and 1 apparent recreational player with about $700 in front of her, and mostly everyone trying to isolate her every hand. And being pretty egregious about it, too. I knew right away this wasn't going to be a great game, and I also knew that I wouldn't be in the game long, even if it was great. I had other things to get to back in the Encore ballroom.
Come on, do it now, do it proud, just bless yourself. This sound good for your health. We step different if you couldn't tell, bless yourself. Turn it up to 12. We step different if you couldn't tell. I know that you're feeling this. Got you moving like Michael did. Don't tell me you ain't loving it. Get down like J. Brown did. I got moves you wish you had. I got soul, I'm super bad. Yeah, hold up. Smooth operator, groove isolator. Class in session, listen, I'm the educator. Yeah, roll, bounce. Come on, get down. Come on, do it now, do it proud. Just bless yourself. This sound good for your health.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not holier than thou. Once I saw she was calling with any 2 pre-flop, I was trying to isolate her too. Like here, I opened a $30 from the cutoff with a less than stellar hand, and she calls from the small blind. Unfortunately for me, the big blind isn't blind, and probably just saw what was happening, which made his raise to $160 a pretty easy way to pick up 60 free dollars.
We step different if you couldn't tell, bless yourself.
I didn't stay long, and it wasn't exciting by any means. Mostly just pre-flop takedowns and very little post-flop play, but I left after about an hour because my buddy Kevin was chip leading the final table of the WPT Prime Championship. So I went and hung out there with Brad and some other friends. He ended up in 3rd for a bit over $500,000. Next day, I head back to the Bellagio, and it doesn't take too long before I get in the mix. Low Jack opens to $40, I flat from the cutoff with Ace-9 of diamonds, and the button comes along. 3 ways. Let's get the magic started early. King of diamonds, 4 of diamonds, 4 of clubs. Not exactly magic, but I have the diamonds working. The Low Jack checks, as do I, and the button tosses out $80. Kind of a big bet on this paired board into 2 people. Repping a 4, I guess? The LoJack calls, and although there is some full house threat from the LoJack, I can't be scared of that just yet. Did I mention that I have the diamonds working? Hoping for a turned diamond, but instead, I receive the ace of hearts. The LoJack checks again. I'm happy that I made a pair, but the button behind was repping a 4, so that ace doesn't overly excite me. I check. I expect the button to continue here after his large flop bet, but he checks it back. Strange. The river changes my excitement level a bit. It's the ace of clubs. And the LoJack checks again. Sitting on a full house, now I just need to find a number that will get paid. I settle on $130, and I'm not overly surprised when the 4 repping button folds. The LoJack takes almost no time in calling, and this is what I assume will be a chopped pot. However, shortly after I table my hand, he mucks, and I get all the chips.
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm crushing all these guys. They're all chumps. Yeah, I got them all.
You must be a superstar, I guess. Huh?
I'm huge. Yeah, I'm huge. Like there's like Kevin Hart, The Rock, and then there's me. Like we're all in the same. We all run in the same circles.
Hey, can I get your autograph? It's $1 chip. Yeah, sign the chip.
So is it real or
Is
it real?
No.
Here's the beautiful thing about pocket aces. Much like a lot of things you see on TV and in the movies, they don't look like you think they do when you see them in real life. For instance, in this hand, the cutoff opens to $30, and holding 2 aces, I raise to $100 from the button. Some people have to learn the hard way. He calls, so I guess he's one of them. 10, 6, 4 with 2 hearts. This street starts with him checking, and I, looking at this board and knowing that I'm holding pocket aces, I need to get some value. I continue for $90, and he folds. Occasionally, I hear stories about how people lose with aces, and I just don't get it. I've been playing for years and can't remember ever losing with them.
That sound good for your health. We step different if you couldn't tell, bless yourself. Turn it up to 12. We step different if you couldn't tell, bless yourself.
You haven't sat down yet, Juno. Let's go get one in. Let's go get some in. You haven't sat.
Did you? All right. Hey, Jamin, that rat tail? That's you.
It's coming in.
Yeah.
I haven't dyed it yet though.
That's you, man.
I gotta dye it. My girlfriend's like the exact opposite.
Knows too much.
She thinks it's like Sodom and Gomorrah going on in here or something.
Oh, it's closer to that.
Like when I came home and I had you set as my phone wallpaper, she was like, "What are you doing? Like, why do you have some dude as your wallpaper?"
But I was naked.
Find like a hot picture or something of like David Beckham or something and set it as your wallpaper,
You win.
and then watch your wife. See what she see what she does, and then just be like, "What? Oh, he's not hot. He's hot, right?" Like, am I doing something wrong?
If you didn't know, the Bellagio Sportsbook is right next to the poker room. So sitting up against that rail, as I was in my previous seat, not only do you hear the constant traffic of people, but you also hear their betting systems and sports picks constantly. I move seats. Same table though. In this one, the LoJack limps. The cutoff raises to $40, and I get in there from the big blind with 7-5 of spades. The limping LoJack comes in too. His limp call struck me as weird because, although I don't know him, we've played on the same table for the last 2 days and I'd never seen him limp. If we get to showdown, I'll take a mental note of this hand just in case it ever becomes useful. 3 of us see a flop of 9 of spades, 6 of spades, ace of clubs. This is a pretty big flop for me. Straight flush draw and a gutter? Out of position to both the limp caller and the raiser, I check. The LoJack checks and the cutoff bets $60. I could make a case for a check raise here. And maybe if I had a more defined idea of what the LoJack limps with. Maybe. As played, I called and the LoJack does too. The 5 of clubs gives me a pair and adds another flush draw on board. I check, preparing to go to war if the cutoff comes with another 2/3 on this street, but both the remaining players check. There are a lot of good rivers available for me. Let's hope the dealer finds one. The river King of Diamonds isn't one of those good rivers. I check, and this street also gets checked around. I table my lowly 5. The LoJack tables 10-7 of hearts, so had I ended up hitting a non-spade 8, that would have been very bad. And then the cutoff tables King Queen of Spades for a rivered pair, and damn, my spades wouldn't have been good either. I dodged the bullet here.
Ride. Look, something's coming. I can see you now with my red view. Touch one hand, me, man, I dare you. Leave no witnesses when I tear through. I got a few things in the EU. Young and old, anybody can get it. Anybody who listens to intercoms and attendance, get them gone, let them know this is more than a scrimmage. Something big coming, this ain't no regular business up. Who gon' stop the mission? It's more than optimism, my ups can get it. I'm talking Dr. Fitness to stop the witness. It's taking y'all a minute, you gotta get it. This, that, young 5-man, no plane, so fly, so fly.
Early position open from a player with an incredibly high vpip. I call on the button with King Jack of Spades. I probably could mix in some raises here to dissuade the blinds from entering, purely because his vpip was so high, but honestly, I wasn't that worried about the blinds. Queen 6-10, all spades. Sometimes the poker gods shine light upon you. He checks and I continue small, $25. Sometimes I bet even smaller here. He calls. 5 of spades. He checks again. This isn't the best card. It should shut down me getting any further action unless he has a spade, and now him having the nuts is not out of the question. But I continue. Small again. $40. He calls. The river is the King of Diamonds. Now, most players with ace-high flushes here will bet, because they're scared that I'll check it back and they'll lose value. So when he checks, I'm about 98% sure that he has 2 pair or a smaller flush. I target holdings like that, $120, and he quickly calls. I show the second nuts, and he flashes 1 card, the 9 of spades.
5 propane, this, that, big dog, big hair, road gain, I'm that, umpire, no games, now I'm saying.
Come hither, children, and gather round. I have returned, and once more dost fate smile upon us. Behold, we holdeth pocket queens again.
Fair lady, thou art most welcome to our midst.
I had thought thy absence eternal.
Indeed, young poker-faced Ash, I too believed my sojourn unending. Yet I have broken free of my constraints and, well...
Broken free, say you? Were you not stricken with illness?
This tale be one for another eve. Tell me, hast thou seen young Ramp? Pardon, young Ethan.
Ethan hath not attended class this day.
I see. And who art thou? Pray tell.
My name is Brad Owen, at thy service.
Shall we hence proceed to the matter at hand, fair lady? My mind burns with solver outputs awaiting my attention.
Aye, let us tarry no longer. Our hero, seated in the noble LoJack, doth commence the betting with a raise to 30 ducats, armed with 2 queens of mixed descent.
Interracial love, thou sayest.
I dub them Quiggities.
Seeking but a solitary caller, our hero is met instead with 3 adversaries. Peril now looms as he ventures to the flop, facing 4-fold foes. The flop reveals the 5 of diamonds, the King of clubs, and the 9 of clubs. Silence reigns, for all do check. When the turn cometh a 3 of diamonds, the small blind checks once more. But lo, the big blind emboldened doth wager 100 ducats. Seeing grim portents inscribed upon the wall, our hero relinquishes his hand.
What? Relinquished after but a single bet?
I mean, I once owned a cat. Ah, how I miss that feline companion.
The button calls, the small blind retreats, and thus our hero remains but a spectator to the unfolding fray. The river bringeth forth the 10 of diamonds, completing both a sly gut-shot straight and a backdoor flush. The big blind, with valour blazing in his breast, wagers 220 ducats. Yet the small blind, cunning as a fox, doth raise, advancing his wager to 720 ducats, forcing the big blind to a test of resolve. But the big blind, stout of heart, doth meet the raise, calling the additional 500 ducats, only to face the cruel truth. Behold, the nuts, an ace-9 of diamonds, bared for all to see.
How about these nuts?
Rampage. I knew it.
Umpire, no games, now I'm saying. Come on. Something's coming, can you feel it in the air? Something's coming if you with us getting there. Something's coming, can you feel it in the air? Something's coming if you with us getting there. Minute change gon' come, we gon' bang on sun, and we ain't gon' run, we getting there. Something's coming, can you feel it in the where? Something's coming, can you feel it in the air? Don't you feel it in the air? See a change coming up, cloud over my head like I'm brainstorming up. We don't talk too much, so when we say something, everybody they stop with their face covered up, but their ears wide open to hear it. Ain't no static up in the room, there's no interference. Get a dustpan in the room, I'm bringing the clearance. Put you people quick to assume, but never quicker to move. Change the status quo. All we know was never stand alone. Old saints up in the catacombs. Change coming, you know what matters most. This that, no chit chat. Down on the riff rap, big name, big facts. Who you know spit that? I came, my aim, big change, give back. Something big here now, no one gonna forget that. Come on, something's coming, can you feel it in the air? Something's coming if you with us getting there. Something's coming, can you feel it in the air? Something's coming if you with us getting there. Minute change gon' come, we gon' bang on sun.
Here, I open King 10 offsuit from the hijack and get called in 2 spots, the button and the high vpipping small blind. Typical pre-flop stuff. 10 of clubs, 9 of hearts, 7 of hearts. The small blind checks. This board is really dynamic, but I do have top pair, the betting lead, and at least one of these 2 players is probably playing too many hands. I continue for $40, and the button doesn't want to play anymore. He folds. The small blind, who probably could be holding half the deck, calls. Heads up, we see a turn 3 of spades. This card shouldn't change much, and the small blind checks once more. Now heads up, I size up a bit. I likely have the best hand and don't want him drawing to one of the 1 trillion draws available for cheap. This is where the small blind now check raises me to $640. Even when a player is playing too many hands, that doesn't mean they always have nothing. Drawing back on our past interactions the last 2 days, this check raise and its sizing isn't the norm. He probably just has me beat. But if not, he just gets to win this one. I have much better hands to fight back with in this position. Fold.
Come on, something's coming, can you feel it in the air? Something's coming if you with us getting there. Something's coming, can you feel it in the air? Something's coming if you with us getting there. Minute change gon' come, we gon' bang on sun, and we ain't gon' run, we getting there. Something's coming, can you feel it in the where? Something's coming, can you feel it in the air? Come on.
So maybe I'll just switch to like becoming like a competitive Scrabble person or something, and just come in and just being like all unorthodox with my tile stacking and like, you know what I mean? They'll be like, This kid's wild. Like, he's just going crazy.
A lot of the best Scrabble players don't even speak English.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
I think
I was just in the news recently about that person who won doesn't speak English. Yeah.
Funny, I know you're full of shit. I absolutely 100% know you're full of shit.
I have the best hand.
Oh, I have no doubt you have the best hand, but I should just do. I should do something so fucking gangster. Like, because what are you gonna fucking do?
Well, now I know I'm not winning, so
I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? I'm the best.
I was value betting. What are you talking about?
This session, which probably includes some variety of hands over 3 different sessions between the Bellagio and the Wynn, is now over. Had a good session here yesterday morning, kind of a break-even session at the Wynn yesterday night, and then today, here at the Bellagio, we left up around there. So, up over the last 2 days. The madness at the Wynn, because the WPT is there, ends this week. I will be playing in a meetup game there on Tuesday. Hope to see some of you guys then. But until then, until next time, I'll be here grinding, be over there grinding, just doing our thing. So if you like the vlogs, leave me a comment, subscribe. I'll probably respond to the comment eventually, and I'll catch you next time.